Hey, so in this video, I'm going to share with you a phobia that you most likely suffer from without even knowing about it. Hey, this is Doug Standard with Fearless Presentations, and this is a three-part video series on glossophobia. On this video, we're going to talk about what exactly is glossophobia. What is the true definition of what this phobia is? On the second one, we're going to talk about the causes, because if you can understand the causes, you'll be able to fix it a little bit easier. And then on the last one, we're going to show you some really quick, easy things that you can do to reduce this phobia. Hey, so what the heck is glossophobia? And I've done a lot of research on this. I've been doing public speaking training for 20 plus years now. And this is a term that came up very early in my career because it is supposedly a phobia related to public speaking. And the thing is that when I first started doing public speaking training, I was quoting statistics that my mentor gave to me. My mentor told me, hey Doug, 95% of the population has glossophobia. 95% of the population has some type of public speaking fear. And then as I started doing a lot of research though, I started to realize that those numbers really vary. I've seen numbers as low as 7% of the population all the way up to the 95% that my mentor was telling me about. And the statistics really depend a lot on how you actually define this word glossophobia. Interestingly, the word glossophobia doesn't appear in the dictionary. It basically, where it comes from is psychology articles. If you go to most psychology articles about glossophobia, they're going to define it in a specific way. They're going to define this as the fear of public speaking. So if you're going by that definition, that's probably where that high margin is. That 95% of the population is experiencing this phobia. That's probably where that number comes from. But in reality, if that's the way we're defining glossophobia as just the fear of public speaking, that means that probably 100% of the population have that phobia, if that's the way we're defining it. I'll give you an example. I'm a professional speaker. I do this for a living. I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast, I go out and speak at least 2, 3, 4 times a week. So we're talking hundreds of times that I go out and speak publicly in my career every single year. About a few years back, I got nominated for a marketing award, and there were basically 6 of us that were nominated for this award, and they were all professional speakers, every single person that was nominated for this award. And as I got closer to the time that I was going to go up on stage with these other 5 guys, all of a sudden my nervousness started to jump up pretty dramatically. And it wasn't until a couple of weeks before I was actually going to present on stage that it kind of hit me that, you know what, I'm getting nervous here, and I'm the only one of these 6 people that actually speaks about public speaking fear. So if I get on the stage in front of a bunch of professional speakers and look nervous, my career's pretty much over. And all of a sudden the nervousness kind of shot through the roof. So in that situation, I was nervous. I mean, I got through it, and I did a fine job, and I think I carried myself pretty well. I doubt anybody in the audience really knew that I was nervous in that situation. But if we're going by the definition that is in most psychology articles, is that this is just a fear of public speaking, then I have glossophobia too, and I teach people how to overcome this thing, right? So I don't think that's the best definition. So what I did was I went back and I studied what exactly is the difference between fear and a phobia. And fear basically is normal. Fear is what keeps us from getting into dangerous situations. It's something that if you're not feeling fear in certain situations, there might be something wrong with us, right? A phobia, on the other hand, is an irrational fear that keeps us from doing things that we would ordinarily do. So logic goes out the window when we're talking about a phobia. So if you're describing glossophobia as being an irrational fear of public speaking, then now you're probably in that lower range, the 7 to 15% of the population. Here's the thing though. No matter where you fall on that, whether you're in that 7% that actually has a real phobia or you're in the 95% that has just some type of public speaking fear, we can always get better. And what we're going to cover in the remaining videos are things that you can do to help you really overcome this fear, to help you conquer this phobia if you're experiencing it. So stay tuned for the rest of the videos in the series. Hey, make sure and subscribe to the channel below and leave me a comment on what you think glossophobia is and what the statistics are from your experience. And by the way, make sure and stay tuned for the next video on what causes glossophobia.